Well, good morning. Once again, I wake up far too early, and I don't feel like waiting for another hour and 11 minutes, so another 444 video. And again, I know some people don't agree with the numerology of it, but to me, 444 has always meant grounding of master energy on Earth. That's my meaning, that's what it means to me, and that's the energy that I convey when I'm starting videos at 444. Anyway, the title for this message, which is for the 27th, is Will the Arrest of Key People Make the World Safer? It's been an interesting week. Indeed it has. That's not in the blurb. Benjamin Fulford reported on Monday that certain arrests were imminent, which we have heard before. Yeah. Other reports, including Sheldon Nidle's that I read every week, also indicate big changes in the works. Although you could change the date back 2 to 3 years and notice that he was saying the same thing then. No one wants real change in the geopolitical and financial realms more than I do. I have longed for this for over 10 years and have focused most of my life on doing what I can do to make the world a better place, bringing heaven to earth. As I meditate this morning, I am wondering if the arrests Benjamin and others talk about would make the world safer. I do believe, at the very least, it would give people, for the first time, hope that progress is being made in the right direction. That alone would inspire confidence. Yeah, we've been disappointed again and again and again. Those of us that understand what's happening in the world, those that realize that everything is fraudulent, everything has been one lie upon top of another lie upon top of another lie in our political institutions, our educational institutions, our news media. The financial institutions have run rampant over people's rights, have bought and paid for our government leaders, have bribed key officials, have brainwashed CEOs. I mean, my God, the banking industry and the legal industries have run roughshod over the world. And it would be wonderful news, absolutely wonderful news, if some of these reports that we've been seeing for such a long time actually started happening. I mean, give me a break. Wouldn't it be nice to have George Bush Sr. either arrested or see a funeral service for him or something? And they could probably fake that, but in any case, it would be good to see some of these warmongers put on trial for their crimes against humanity. It would give the human population that's paying attention such a boost that it would make the world safer. I really believe that that's true. Although one or two individuals here and there becoming the scapegoats for a massive conspiracy would probably not change a whole lot unless they could at the same time bring down the news media, for one thing. Bring down the controlled news media, or take it over and redirect it toward telling the truth. Talking about the conspiracy, talking about the fraud. These are things that need to happen on a massive scale if we're going to have a world that begins to work on a better scale. There's so much jostling for position going on the planet. So many people still trying to hang on to their illusion of power and control and false authority over human beings, while other human beings, of course, like myself and like probably most of you that are listening, really want to be the sovereigns that we know we are. We really want to claim our birthright and claim the inheritance that is ours, to be kings and queens and rulers over our own domain, not over other people, over our own domain, over our own life, so that we don't have to walk in fear and to wonder who's going to be trying to take my life or take something that's of value to me, like my home or my car or some other possession that I need for my well-being, to continue my life in the direction that I choose for it to go, that I want it to go. These are questions that I'm faced with all the time, because even though I see the new world, I still see the old world. And I don't want to not see the old world until it's not there anymore. In other words, I don't want to pretend it's gone till it's actually gone. And I don't think it's going to be completely gone for a while yet, but I do believe that there are changes, such as the arrest of key people, properly publicized, with the truth being told about why they're arrested. These are things that need to take place on a massive scale. Will it happen anytime soon? I've been wanting it to happen for a long time. I've been wanting it to happen since 2001, when I really discovered the truth behind the 9/11 events, the truth about the attacks on the World Trade Center and bringing those 3 buildings down. And most people still, maybe there's still people that don't know that there were 3 World Trade Center buildings that came down that day. Yeah, that's how successful the propaganda machine has been in the United States. I think more people probably know abroad than know here in the United States. But in any case, I've wanted this for a long time, and I've seen reports for a long time from Sheldon Nidle, from Benjamin Fulford, and many other channels and many other reporters. And by the way, Sheldon Nidle does not claim to channel information. He claims to have direct contact with the Syrians and the people the extraterrestrials that are involved in this whole thing. So he's not claiming to be receiving channeled information. He actually communicates them on a personal level, which, according to his story, he's been doing since he was a boy. He's had contact with these extraterrestrial beings since he was a child, and it's continued throughout his life, even now into his adult life. But he's been giving these messages, as others, that the changes are imminent, that prosperity is right around the corner. Well, we've heard it, and many of us have become disillusioned by continual promises. Lately, of course, we're hearing from the Dragon family, from the ambassador, and I hope in the near future to be able to be interviewing the Red Dragon and some of the people actually, the master and some of the people that are at the top of the financial collateral accounts, that they're the ones that are actually in control of these funds and the distribution of these funds. I'd like to be able to share reports from them. But they say don't go by the promises. The ambassador has told us time and again, as he always does, we're not going to make promises. Watch what we do. Watch what actually happens. Pay attention to what's going on. We're working behind the scenes. And I trust that God, in his infinite wisdom, is reaching out to people at all levels of our society, including the establishment, which is what the Dragon families are. They're the establishment, folks. They're the people that have been in this thing for a long, long time, doing their thing and doing it very ignorantly for a long time till, as I said in a video, when was it? Oh, I don't know, sometime this past week. I mentioned something about what the ambassador had told me about the emperor of China didn't even know how to tie his own shoelaces because he'd always had servants do things like that. And out of touch the elite were. They were out of touch with reality. But wouldn't it be wonderful if God is starting to awaken some of these people, which I believe sincerely is what's happening. Now, do I know when the changes are actually going to manifest? Do I know when these things are going to come? Of course I don't. I don't have any more of a clue than most of you do. I look at the signs to the best of my ability. I pay attention to what emails I receive and what notifications are coming out in the alternative media. I'd like it to start coming out in the mainstream media more and more. And there are little leaks and cracks here and there where they're reporting on certain things that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. But they're happening today. Nevertheless, we still await the shift, the big change, whatever that's going to be. We still await that happening and bringing this to a place where we can really see the change. So anyway, I'm going to make this a shorter video than usual because I think I've shared what I needed to share. So it's going to be a less lengthy video than what my other videos are. And I do thank you for listening. And I do ask you to pray that whatever changes are needed in all of the levels, that we can start seeing the changes, because it will make the world safer when we feel more confidence, when our hope is built on something other than just idle promises, but rather it's built on actually seeing events take place that make a difference. And I do believe that the arrest of a lot of key people would make a huge impact on the psyche of humanity, on the mass consciousness, especially if we could also coincide that with true reports in the mainstream media. Thank you for listening, and namaste.